My roommate's locked closet should have stayed that way. A few years ago, I moved into a dirt-cheap apartment with a roommate, Sarah. She was clean, quiet, and honestly perfect for the situation. We weren't super close, but we got along fine. Then about 6 months into our lease, she told me she was moving out. She packed up her stuff over the weekend, gave me a polite goodbye, and left. The weird part, she left her closet locked. At first, I didn't think much of it. Maybe she forgot something and planned to come back. I texted her asking if she needed me to open it, but she never responded. Days turned into weeks and still no word. Her silence was strange, but what was stranger was the closet itself. The smell started subtly. It wasn't terrible, but it was noticeable, like sour milk mixed with something metallic. Every time I walked past it, I'd feel this prickling unease, like someone was watching me from behind the door. By week 3, the smell was unbearable. That's when I decided I needed to open it. I'll admit, I felt weird about it. Breaking into someone's closet isn't exactly the high point of my moral code, but the smell, the growing sense of dread, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I found a tutorial online, bought a cheap lock-picking kit, and after what felt like hours of fumbling, the lock finally clicked open. When I pulled the door open, the first thing that hit me was the stench. It was so strong I staggered back, gagging, but the smell was nothing compared to what I saw inside. The walls of the closet were covered in old photographs, pinned up with jagged tacks. At first they seemed random, black and white portraits of different people. But then I noticed the details, their faces. Some of them were posed with wide, glassy eyes, staring directly at the camera. Others looked terrified, their mouths open in silent screams. And some, oh God, some were wrong. Their bodies were twisted, limbs bent in ways human bones don't bend. One woman had her mouth stitched shut with thick black thread. Another's head was tilted so far back it looked broken. I wanted to shut the door right then and there, but something in the corner caught my eye. A mirror. It was old, its surface warped and cracked. The edges were smeared with something dark and dried. Blood, maybe. And on the floor beneath it, there were scratches. Deep, jagged marks dug into the wood, as if someone or something had clawed at it in desperation. I should have left. I should have shut that door and pretended I'd never seen any of it. But my feet wouldn't move. My eyes were locked on the mirror. For a second, I thought I saw something move behind me. Just a flicker, barely noticeable. I whipped around, but no one was there. When I turned back to the mirror, though, there was a word scrawled across the cracked glass, written in what looked like dried blood. Mine. I stumbled out of the closet, slamming the door shut. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely relock it. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. Every time I closed my eyes, I'd hear faint scratching sounds, like nails on wood. The following day, I decided I couldn't stay in that apartment anymore. I packed as much as I could and got out. But before I left, I noticed something I hadn't seen before. The inside of my bedroom door had scratches. Faint, but there. And when I passed my mirror to grab my bag, I froze. The word mine was scrawled on the corner of that mirror, too. I left everything, furniture, clothes, even my deposit. I didn't want to risk taking anything that could connect me to whatever was in that closet. It's been years now, but I still can't sleep in a room with a mirror uncovered. Sometimes when the house is quiet, I swear I hear scratching. And every now and then, when I pass a mirror, I see something behind me that isn't supposed to be there. I've stopped turning around. Follow for more.